Good afternoon. What a great day. What a great day. What a great visit. I want to thank, first of all, the Governor, J.B. Pritzker. Thank you. Congresswoman Sherry Bustos. Thank you. Lieutenant Governor Stratton. College President Helmick. And there's so many others you'll hear, but most importantly, the students. Thank you for the tour. It feels great to be in classrooms. It feels great to talk to students and see learning in person happening here at Sauk. Thank you for the invitation. You know, we acknowledge that the pandemic has had a significant impact on community colleges. There was over a 10% decline in community college enrollment this year. And community college students disproportionately were affected by the pandemic. Most students are part-time students, part-time workers, parents, caregivers, and displaced workers. Community colleges play such a critical role in addressing equity and making sure that the gaps exacerbated by the pandemic close. You know, I always feel like education is the best economic driver, and we saw that today in our visits. Community colleges are a bridge between the K-12 system and the workforce. They offer an affordable education to help people get on the path to economic mobility. And community colleges are engines for economic development. Sauk Valley Community College is doing a great job in all of these areas. They're making a difference for students and families. They're addressing teacher shortages through career pathways in education. They're strengthening the region's economy via workforce partnerships and internships. Key fields such as agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare, and construction. We saw some examples of that just a little while ago. They're making college affordable through programs like the SVCC Impact Program. That deserves a round of applause. You know, at the Education Department in Washington, we want to be your partners in this process. We know that colleges learn best from seeing great examples in other places, and that's what we saw today, the Impact Program, where students earn tuition through community service. How powerful is that? I can't wait to see that program into fruition so we can lift that up and share that across the country as one of those best practices that we need to replicate. Our administration intends to support your work. The President and First Lady know the value of community college. The President intends to make unprecedented investments in education. The American Rescue Plan has $40 billion to make higher education more accessible and help students access it in ways that weren't possible before. The infrastructure proposal will improve facilities and technology, and the discretionary budget increases the maximum Pell Grant by 400, the largest since 2009. Let me tell you, you all know this. It helps to have a teacher in the White House, doesn't it? Now, we're doing this today because she teaches tomorrow, so I'm glad we're here. But let me tell you, there's not a stronger advocate for community college than Dr. Biden. She's been teaching for over 20 years. And it's my pleasure to introduce at this point Abril Vasquez Tapia, who I know led a lot of the work around the food bank to make sure that students don't go hungry during the pandemic. She's a first-generation high school graduate. She'll graduate this year from SVCC with an associate's degree. She works 2 jobs and is a tremendous member of the SVCC community. Please give a round of applause for Abril Vasquez Tapia. Abril?
Thank you, Dr. Miguel Cardona. Hello and welcome to Sauk Valley Community College. My name is Abril Vasquez Tapia, and I'm a first-generation high school graduate. And this May, I will be a first-generation college graduate with an associate in arts. Later in the fall, I'll be continuing my education here at SVCCC by attending the ADN nursing program here to fulfill my long-term dream of becoming a registered nurse. I currently work as a certified nursing assistant here at the local rural hospital, CGH Medical Center, and I also work as a waitress at the Ginkgo Tree Cafe. I am involved in the student government and currently serve as a student trustee. I'm a member of the Illinois Community Board Student Advisory Committee. I am a secretary/treasurer for the Rotaract Club, a member of TRIO, and I volunteer at the Sauk Valley Band, but due to COVID-19, that has to be put to a stop. And I was also the president of the Association of Latin American Students. So without further ado, it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden.
Well, I feel right at home here. I haven't been in my building for, gosh, forever. I mean, like the rest of you, well, most of you. So it's so nice to be here. And I see you, the Skyhawks, and at Nova we're the Nighthawks. So, you know, there's karma there or something. But thank you, Avril. And, you know, you're an example of the grit and the resilience and the determination of so many college students. And not only do you have 2 jobs in addition to pursuing your degree, you know, one of those is on the front lines of the pandemic, but you know it's worth it to reach your dreams, right? To work hard. And you're going to make an incredible nurse someday soon. So thank you, Avril, for all that you do. And when my husband was looking for a Secretary of Education, he wanted someone with a deep understanding of our public schools, with experience in the classroom, and most of all, with a heart for our students. And he found all of that and more in you, Miguel. So, you know, thank you so much. And with your help, we are reimagining our education system from preschool to college. And we're so grateful for your leadership. Thank you, Miguel. Dr. Helmick, thank you for my visit, and Dr. Cortez for welcoming me to your school, and for all that you do here at Sauk. And it's because of your dedication that students like Avril have, you know, not only a place to further their education, but also this tight-knit community that helps all of your students achieve their goals. And under your guidance, this school supports students in so many ways, from individualized counseling to work programs to with local manufacturing, as we talked about. And so thank you for your commitment to our students. Thank you. And Governor Pritzker, you know, from leading this state through the pandemic to supporting education, you are helping Illinois families get the help that they need. And you know, Joe, the President, and I are so grateful for all of your support, and we're so happy to continue to partner with you. So thank you. Thanks so much. And Congresswoman Bustos Cherry, your work in the House of Representatives helped us pass the American Rescue Plan that is bringing so much support to this state. And thank you for working so hard for the people that you represent. And gosh, thank you to all the electeds who are joining us today. And the students in Illinois are so lucky to have so many dedicated public servants. And community college community colleges just meet students where they are, and they help them to be the people they want to be. You know, most people now call me First Lady, but to one group of Northern Virginia Community College, I am first, foremost, and forever their writing professor, Dr. B. In my class, my students don't take anything for granted. Some of them are there for a head start on a 4-year degree, like many of your students. And others are there for a much-needed start, like that woman that I met who was the nurse Patricia who came back 65 years old, and she came back for her degree. I mean, I just love that. That's who our students are. So I don't get too many late papers or missed exams, though there are always the exceptions. And so I have to tell you a story about what happened to me a few semesters ago. So I was getting dressed for school, and I saw my phone, and I got a text. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got a text. And it said, and I quote, this woman who texted me said, I'm on my way to the hospital. I have my baby. Research paper will be late. To which I replied, excuses, excuses. Now, this woman, I mean, her story was incredible. She served as an interpreter for our troops in Afghanistan. And she was starting a new life for herself here in America. And in the midst of labor, of all things, she was worried about getting in her paper on time. And I know that she's a special example, but her commitment isn't unique. You know, veterans, single parents, first-generation students, you know, refugees. My students come from all walks of life, like I'm sure all these students who come here to school. And they don't complain. They only ask for one thing in return: the chance to work hard and build a good life for themselves and their families. And that's exactly what community colleges have given to them. Our schools accept everyone, regardless of age or income or race or family legacy. They offer classes that are flexible, so our students don't have to choose between school and work, right, Avril? I mean, you could fit everything in. They train for real-world jobs, tailored to the communities that they serve, or give students a really strong foundation for a 4-year degree. And they don't just improve individuals' lives. They strengthen our country as a whole. Because without educated and trained workers, businesses can't build. Innovation is held back, and our economy drags. We can't afford to exclude so many from continuing their education just because they come from certain income brackets or certain areas. And that's why we launched College Promise back in 2015, an effort to make 2 years of community college free for hard-working students. And I've had the privilege of being part of this movement for 6 years now. And what I've seen all across this country has truly been incredible. You know, in big states and small towns, from rural Tennessee to urban California, we saw communities come together to create programs that serve the needs of their specific areas. We've partnered with hundreds of local businesses and nonprofits and schools, and leaders from both sides of the aisle worked together to create opportunities. In fact, my partner in this endeavor, Martha Cantor, is with us today, and she's still working. You know I love you, Martha. You know, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, College Promise is a place where all Americans can come together and find common ground. Sauk knows how powerful affordable college can be, and that's why you have invested in students like Avril. She told my team that in high school, she thought that her college dream was out of reach. But with the support of this school, she's now on track to become a nurse in a time when we need, more healthcare professionals, especially in rural areas like this one. Sauk changed her life. And soon, even more students will be able to take advantage of this incredible community thanks to the launch of your College Promise program. All Americans deserve the same opportunity to pursue their passions, get a great education, and build a career that they love. Because I've seen the ripple effect of education. Families with good-paying jobs can invest in local schools and shops, and then businesses can grow their operations. More salaries and higher salaries and more jobs mean towns and cities have more resources to offer better places to live. That strengthens state economies. What starts in one community college classroom can create a chain effect that is eventually felt by every single American. My husband, our president, understands this. Well, he's had to live with a community college professor for 43 years. He understands that if we want our communities to thrive, if we want our businesses to have more skilled workers that they need, if we want to prepare our economy for the future, there is no greater investment that we can make than in education. And now, 6 years after we launched College Promise, he's ready for big ideas and bold action so that all Americans can go to community college, have the support they need to finish, and get good jobs. Together, we are going to get this done, and because community colleges are our future. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.